older of the pair facing court today. Well, the Barossa is ready for its Gather Round close-up. The Lyndoch Oval's $46 million upgrade is complete ahead of next month's round in SA. More than 10,000 are expected to enjoy 2 football games at the ground. Premier Peter Malinauskas says Barossa Park looks picture perfect.
There were people who were a bit cynical about whether or not we could deliver this in time for Gather Round in 2025, yet here we are, officially opened and ready to go, and in spectacular, immaculate condition.
Power bills for some South Australians are set to rise from the 1st of July. The energy regulator has approved increases to baseline prices of almost 5% and 7% for businesses. It says inflation, outages at coal generators and weaker output from renewables are partly driving the problem. Federal Energy Minister Chris Bowen isn't ruling out more power bill relief to help ease the pressure on households.
We've had 2 rounds of energy bill relief. As the Prime Minister, the Treasurer and I have made clear, we will always consider what more can be done. There's a budget coming soon, and we'll continue that approach of considering what more we can do.
Former WA and Australian cricketer Stuart McGill has been found guilty over his role in a cocaine deal. A jury in New South Wales finding the former spin bowler not guilty of taking part in the supply of a large commercial drug supply, but guilty of a lesser charge. He's due to be sentenced later this year. 54-year-old McGill played 44 tests between 1998 and 2008. Home Affairs is reviewing the visa of a social media influencer who was filmed picking up a baby wombat and carrying it away from its mother. The federal government is considering whether there are grounds to deport Sam Jones. In a statement, Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke says he can't wait for Australia to see the back of the woman. Telstra is launching a new security feature to alert customers to suspicious or unverified calls. The Scam Protect feature will display call warning messages in real time. Consumer executive Tom Beach says it will help people make more informed decisions about what calls to let ring out.
I've had very few examples of where the system's gotten it wrong. It's because there's a process to screen these calls and make sure that we're getting it right.
Now turning to 5AA's sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Footy returns to the MCG tonight. It's Carlton v Richmond. The game will be live on 5AA. Port and the Crows will release the sides next hour for round 1. The Power are away against Collingwood on Saturday, while Adelaide meets St Kilda at home on Sunday. Fremantle's top draftee, Murphy Reid, is locked in to make his AFL debut on Saturday. Ollie Henry has signed a 2-year contract extension at Geelong. Tens of thousands of race fans have descended on Albert Park for day 1 of the Australian Grand Prix, where the Supercars and Carrera Cup have taken centre stage. And in tennis, Alex de Minaur has bowed out in the round of 16 at Indian Wells. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, couple of crashes to watch out for at the moment. In Aldgate, Mount Barker Road near Anderson Road. In Mount Barker, a 3-car crash, Adelaide Road, at the Mount Barker ramp to Swamport. Some debris on the road there to watch out for. And in Ingle Farm, Montague Road near Bellelly Road. Also got some emergency gas works in Fulham Gardens, Tapley's Hill Road near Milton Avenue. And a burst water main in St Agnes, North East Road near Tolly Road. At Chemist Warehouse, you'll save more money every year on your regular medication with discounted prescriptions in every store every day. Head into Chemist Warehouse today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Sunny this afternoon, sunny tomorrow 35, Saturday partly cloudy 38, cooling down on Sunday with showers easing 26. Right now it's 30 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Well, good afternoon here on the FIVEAA Sports Show. Apologies for a bit of an audio error there as we welcome you to the program on this Thursday. Of course, we are excited for footy to get underway. All avenues at the MCG tonight as footy gets started, and we have teams coming out for both Crows and Port Adelaide here locally. So lots to sink our teeth into as I say good afternoon to Rowey and Timmy G.
Yeah, thank you, Sammy. Melbourne may have the Australian Grand Prix this weekend. We'll cover that with world champ Damon Hill. But for me, top billing is round one of the AFL. Starts tonight, Carlton and Richmond. Teams will drop before 6, and Timmy and I will pick our tees. Expectation, we've said it all week, meets excitement, then collides with pure hope. Hope that this is your team's year. Timmy, welcome.
Yeah, you're dead right. It feels like football, doesn't it? Even though, I must say, weather conditions at the moment just throws your mind out and still thinks that, it's sort of very well and truly summer, but it's not. And football is going to be here this weekend.
It's high 30s in Melbourne, 38 on Saturday. It's going to rain for the Crows on Sunday. Stay with us because Tim Silvers will join us very, very shortly with the update on what's happening at Adelaide Oval and their part in all of that. And it's excitement for me because there's new faces, there's new talent, there's new belief, there's a new list. And obviously after a pre-season, maybe a new game plan. And for Port, that is the case. But you got Collingwood MCG Saturday night. I mean, does it get much better than that? Your big foe there. But Timmy, you got 3 debutants.
Yeah, potentially, or a couple of club ones, being Jack Lukosius, of course, and he's making his debut after playing AFL football at the Gold Coast, which is fair enough too, and we understand him coming in like that. But it's Joe Berry, the one I'm really excited about.
A lot of talk about him.
The
next Robbie Gray? Or is that harsh?
I don't like saying the next.
No, nor
anything.
do I.
I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
But he's going to make his debut. I don't think there's been any doubt about that since he's got there. They've been really happy with the way he's gone about it. And of course, young Joe Richards playing against his old club in his debut as well. So there's obviously the Houston factor.
Yep.
Will Sam Palpappa pick him up? I might go through that when we get into the team. So there could be some interesting factors. But Collingwood, it's been a big week. A lot of fingers pointed at them. How will they respond? And that's probably what Port have got to manage as well as every other thing in footy.
Here's Ken Hinkley on the excitement.
I feel really excited, to be honest, and I think and hope that's what my team feels too, is that they're my team, and I feel like that. I feel like they're going to be really excited about this season and the opportunities that are in front of us. And for me, I'm just looking forward to round one, and every game that comes along after that, we'll celebrate that as well.
Well, Crows are more likely than unlikely to name 4 new players. Let's hope it is the case. Pete Ling, Alex Neil-Bullen coming, and pick 4 Sid Draper. What have I always said? You play talent. You play talent. Here's Nixie.
There's reasons we'd love to play him. The quicker you can get games into players, the better. The more they experience it. You can get things wrong out there, and there are things we know that he's going to learn from being out and amongst it. There are ways we can help educate him at a slightly lower level. So there are pros and cons either way.
Now we're going to talk to Mick Goden about that. Look forward to that. But I think the big story today and all week since we've qualified for a home Shield final is the moving of it. Will it or won't it happen? Crows were keen and still keen and always have been keen to allow the Shield final with some provisos, and there has to be, and that's fair enough. They need to mitigate their losses, and we're going to talk to Tim Silvers very shortly. AFL saw an opportunity to negotiate an expense, which is the Footy Express, and that got the Premier's nose up. I think, what did he call us? What was that word he called us?
It's galling.
Galling. It's galling.
Found it galling.
Found it very, very galling. There's no problem in asking. It is a negotiation. There was an opportunity. But the Premier today had this to say.
I've spoken to Andrew Dillon again early this morning. This isn't about the money now, which is good. This is just going to come down to whether or not the Stadium Management Authority can satisfy the AFL that the transfer of the one wicket in and out can be done in a way that doesn't compromise the quality of the pitch and the ground for AFL on the Sunday. Cricket has compromised to go from 3 dropping wickets to 1. I understand there's a compromise around the grass length. Everything that can be agreed has been agreed. The issue is just whether or not the SMA, the Stadium Management Authority, and their grounds team can satisfy the AFL that it will be done to a standard that doesn't compromise the footy on the Sunday for the Crows game.
So that's the latest, but let's get the latest from the footy club, from my club. Joining us is Crows CEO Tim Silvers. Tim, thanks for your time.
G'day, Rowey. Thanks for having me. I'd love to talk about round 1 versus St Kilda on Sunday and how excited we are about starting the season.
Well, yeah, we are. We're going to get to that, Tim, but there's a couple of little things we'll get through before we do get to it. I want to ask this straight off the bat. Who put the Footy Express deal on the table?
I can categorically say that was not the Adelaide Crows.
So it was the AFL?
Look, that's probably for others to... It's probably best for you to ask others on that point. But what I can say is that, yes, we've been speaking to a number of different stakeholders over the past week and a half, Adelaide Oval, AFL, AFLPA, SACA, and we put probably our views ahead, and we've had those discussions, but now it's in the hands of others to negotiate and find a way forward there. The turf experts and Adelaide Oval, AFL and AFLPA are going to make that decision hopefully soon. We've been expecting a decision in the last few days, but there seems to be just another hurdle each time.
Yeah. So from a fan's perspective that are looking out and in, and the Premier pointed the finger at your club, the AFL is holding all the negotiations with this. They hold the fixture. They're the governing body. Now, you guys have said we'd like A, B and C, but this is a deal between the AFL and cricket, isn't it?
That's like I am kept abreast of these discussions, but I'm not even at the table. We put up that player health and safety is very, very important to us, and that obviously a key driver with the AFLPA. And something that's really important to us is around, will round 3 be able to go ahead? Look, I think there's all the key stakeholders are trying to work together to find a way to play the Shield final. But me as the CEO, I need to protect that we are playing round 3 versus the Kangaroos on the Sunday. That will go ahead. We don't have a backup for Adelaide Oval. We've got 75,000 members, so we need to find a way. If, heaven forbid, there's rain on the Saturday and there's struggles with getting the pitch back, we've just got to find what are the mitigations, what's the way to reduce the risk just to ensure that the round 3 game goes ahead.
Okay, and no club wants to be exposed, and I get that, and I respect the club for it, and it's a delicate position. Does the club need someone to underwrite if there is an injury or a loss?
I would have thought. Well, look, and however unlikely it is, I don't think if we are doing this through goodwill that we should be the ones underwriting this risk. It should be someone else.
Just with injuries, Tim, I was just wondering, doesn't the public liability of the AFL and also probably the Adelaide Oval cover those sort of things?
You would think so, but in this unique circumstance, you know what insurance covers like when there's something unique that they could squirm their way out of it. There's going to be... We just need some qualifications on who would cover if worst case comes to the table, which I'm saying is unlikely, but unfortunately in my position you have to consider all of that.
So, yeah, always read the T's and C's. What about this one? Did the AFL inquire with you about the option of switching round 24 so that you end up with an incredible run home, 6 out of 7 I think you'd have at home, but swapping that to Marvel for this round 3 game and then you guys play at home in round 24? Did they ask that question at all?
That was never explored with me, not to my understanding. I know we've had to make 2 changes in the last week with opening round, and we all know that opening round unfortunately lost momentum, so I don't think it's in the AFL interest that we're making another change to the fixture like that.
Yeah. So the Premier said today it's not about money. The AFL put it on the table with the Footy Express. It wasn't the club, and I want everybody to hear that. It was the AFL. They've done the negotiation. Let's go back a bit. Are you asking the government, the AFL or cricket to underwrite any losses for your club, Tim, if you were to put yourself out there and move this?
Well, to be honest, it needs to be someone. Either of the above. So that's our position.
Okay. So the club's willing to allow this all to happen. You don't train and all that sort of stuff. And if the AFL now signs off on the grass, the curating and all of that's to be done, you're 100% in support as a club to this. And it's not about money. You want to do the right thing by cricket.
Yep, that is 100% correct. We've had some connections with Ryan Harris and his team over the last 12 months. He spent some time with us. We think they've had a great year hosting the Shield final. So we think if all those tick boxes can be achieved, then of course we'll support it.
Were you disappointed in the Premier's comments on our FIVEAA Brekkie show?
No, I thought you'd ask that. I think with the Premier, what he's done, and he's been supportive of sport his whole time, what he's done with Gather Round and his support of our feminine development has been nothing sort of exceptional.
Okay. So it'd be fair to say in summary that the AFL have done this negotiation. They who put Footy Express on the table, solely them, they floated it. Since negotiating now with the state government, that's off the table. It was never about money for your football club. All you're looking for now is somebody to mitigate any loss, whether it be if the game can't go ahead. You want some assurances from the AFL or the government or whomever, and you are 100% in support of cricket playing their final at Adelaide Oval. But is it more likely now or more unlikely, Tim?
I think as time goes on, it feels like we are hitting more hurdles. So if you asked me last week, potentially I would have been more in the positive. But the great news is that there's a lot of people on this. They're trying to find a way forward. If there is a way, I'm sure we'll be able to achieve it.
I heard you say, Tim, that you weren't at the table. So I'm going to ask you, who was at the table? Was it SACA, AFL, government, SMA?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the four. They're the four Yep.
key players. SMA's got it. They're the ones that are under pressure to deliver, and they've got a great team. So, look, I'm not part of the meetings. There's like I said before, there's other experts. We put our objectives on the table. Now we're going to hear from them, see if they can be achieved.
Were you disappointed AFL put the Footy Express on the table?
Look, I wasn't aware of it. I just think all these things are in negotiation, but let's just get back to the key. The key point is that we all want to see if there's a way to play the Shield final. Player health and safety needs to be accounted for, and if we can find a way, we will.
Okay, so everything's laid down now. Decisions need to be made. It's out of the club's hands. It's up to the AFL and cricket now to work it out if they can be satisfied with the curator and that. So is there any other thing on that needs to be negotiated for this to be met on your behalf from a club perspective?
No. So, like I mentioned, at the top, two key things, player health and safety, and the guarantee that the game will go ahead round 3 unencumbered.
Okay, well done. For debutantes Sunday?
Big chance, I would say. What I'm most satisfied with out of our pre-season is that we're nearly injury-free. I think we've only got 2 players that aren't available, Brodie Smith and Chase Jones. We've brought in some other talent from other clubs, and those 3 players are certainly in the frame. And I heard you talking about Sid Draper, and Nixie also talked about Sid Draper. He's an impressive, talented kid, and he might be getting his opportunity. Let's wait and see.
Hey, Tim, I remember when we were up at the summit and Rowey asked you about this whole saga with the Shield final. You asked the question, would we be able to play, say, the AFLW grand final there if the reverse happened? And a text has come through with exactly that question. Did that get put on the table as a, like, will you scratch our back if we scratch yours?
I think because we've gone into this with such an open mind, and I think all parties are working together, that if that came up at the end of the year, I would expect that the same open-mindedness would be put on the table from both sides.
Good luck, Tim. Thanks for your time.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Get to round 1.
Yeah, let's do it. Tim Silver's there, Adelaide Crows CEO. So I think that now puts some levity to it all. And all along, we've been saying, and the commentary has been a little bit misrepresented, the AFL have led the charge. Who are the AFL? They're the governing body. They're the governing body.
They are.
They're doing a deal with cricket to make it happen. Now, they've put the Footy Express on the table. Now, the Premier took absolute umbrage to that. He went berserk on the FIVEAA Brekkie show.
Found it galling.
Found it galling.
My favourite word.
Had nothing to do with the Adelaide Football Club. Pembo, did you hear that? Nothing to do with them.
So now, that's why I asked about who was at the table. So you've got SACA, AFL, government, SMA.
They're the key stakeholders.
But it's now, I think, who's going to, if something goes wrong, which one pays?
Yeah,
someone has to. That's the argument.
Yeah.
Well, the first question I'd ask is who's going to have to cough up for Hoffy's team to do this incredible work? Well, that's the SMA, isn't it?
Correct.
Isn't it? The Crows and Port are have a lease, so too do cricket. So they're governed by them. Tim Silvers can't walk into the AFL and say, move the game or do this or do that. He can't walk into the SMA and say, you can't, you can, you will. They've done the honourable thing and they've said, yep, we're open to it. If it can work, we're willing to make it work. When money got put into it, and the AFL put that on the table, does that surprise you?
No.
Of course it doesn't. Now, and it doesn't surprise me that that was the start. Now, in any bargaining, in any agreement, you go, let's just, the farm, I want the farm.
Yeah.
And you might end up with the chook shed.
North Pole, South
That's
Pole,
exactly
let's
right.
get to the equator.
But now we've got the facts, there's a willingness to do it. It sounds to me like it's more unlikely than likely.
Well, I heard the word hit too many hurdles.
Have you say 822300000. Get on the blower now. You heard Tim Silvers, the CEO. Best caller tonight, 2 tickets to the bunker for the Crows and Saints game. We can start talking footy now.
Yeah.
Round 1, Crows and Saints, Sunday. Cannot wait.
So get on the phone, premium reserve seating. We have canapes, a 4-hour drinks package, all in the Crows bunker. It's thanks to Channel 7. 822300000. Get involved, get your thoughts on the air. You can win that prize tonight. Team selections for round 1 at 5:50 this evening, so stay tuned for your Crows and Port Adelaide teams for the first time in 2025. From the Crows and Saints, Mick Goden and Robert Harvey to go through Sunday's game. We have Formula 1 world champion Damon Hill to join us from Channel 10. It is Grand Prix weekend in Australia, and of course, heaps of time for your calls. It's 22 after 4.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a homeless man targeted in a cruel crime at Elizabeth. A power price shock on the way for SA households from July. We have the advice on how to ease your household electricity bills. Take a look at SA's newest AFL footy venue and the mega auction offering home appliances from a starting price of $1. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Steinborner Hyundai has always been well worth a trip, and now there's another great reason to visit. Hyundai's full range of hybrids. Steinborner Hyundai has a hybrid to suit every driver, from the hybrid i30, the Kona, the Tucson, as well as the all-new Santa Fe hybrid family-sized SUV. Experience the difference at Steinborner Barossa and Clare, with outstanding service and a great range of vehicles. And you'll see why. Steinborner Hyundai is well worth the trip. Steinborner.com.au.
There's one word that should be deleted forever. It transcends language, culture, geography, status, and it doesn't discriminate. That word is cancer, and until we can delete it, we're going to treat it. Lift Cancer Care is dedicated to offering additional cancer services to complement your existing treatment plan. We collaborate closely with your medical team to achieve the best outcomes for your diagnosis. So, if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
Harris Scarf sale is on now. Save 40 to 60% off cookware and kitchenware, 40 to 60% off glassware and cutlery, and 20 to 60% off air fryers. Sale ends Friday, March 21st. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
I'm going to ring the AFL and say, did you put that on the table, the Footy Express? Because the text messages aren't.
I just don't know who. I just don't know who do you speak to at the AFL?
Who was the negotiator?
Jimmy Bartell said you might not get a call back.
Well, you might not. 100% they put that on the table.
Who it was.
100%. Anyway, keep the calls coming in, please. 8223000. Hey, nobody knows paint like Crowies. We know that, Timmy.
Yes.
Do we? What? Doesn't matter what you're painting or staining, they can help. They'll ask all the questions. They're an inquisitive lot behind the counter. What are you painting? What are you doing it? What colour do you want to do it? How do you want to do it? Do you have to prep it? You don't have to prep it. All those things. And you don't want to spill paint anywhere. They got all the drop sheets. They got all the covers, the plastic ones,
good.
and well priced as well.
Accessories are vital, aren't
Very, very vital.
Vital in a good painting job.
There's good sash cutters and there's great sash cutters.
Yeah, right.
There's crap roller sleeves and really good ones. Only quality here.
Another good point.
Yeah, only premium quality paints and accessories.
Like it. Where at?
At Crowies.
Of course.
And there's one near you. Crowiespaints.com.au.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged: our passion to help people invest in their future, to build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynandrews.com.au.
If you're building a home, the Selector Homes Display Village is a great place to start. Your ideas and imagination will flow. There's nothing else quite like it in Adelaide. Different homes for different lifestyles, all in the one location. Walk through the sanctuary. It's simply stunning, with an incredible Jarrah facade, polished concrete floors and a sensational use of space. Explore the Selector Homes and Building Solutions Display Village, Port Wakefield Road, Burton. Visit selectorhomes.com.au.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
I think as time goes on, it feels like we are hitting more hurdles. So if you asked me last week, potentially I would have been more in the positive.
So that's Tim Silvers, the CEO of the Crows. You just heard him here on 5AA. Have you say that is around the Shield final being made at the Adelaide Oval. 8223 0000. Best caller tonight can win a double pass to the bunker for the Crows and Saints game on Sunday. Let's check your roads.
Yeah, guys, plenty of crashes to watch out for at the moment. In Bridgewater, a car's got into a tree. Anderson Road near Mount Barker Road. A 3-car crash in Mount Barker. Adelaide Road near Mount Barker Road. Residual delays after a crash in Ingle Farm 2, Montague Road near Ballally Road. Also got a large tree branch on Gorge Road near the Wildlife Park in Cuddly Creek there. And a burst water main to watch out for in St Agnes, North East Road near Tolly Road. Pulteney Grammar School's reception and mid-year reception open morning will be held tomorrow, the 14th of March. Book your spot now on the Pulteney website. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
A lot of people asking, what the hell is this Footy Express? What's it got to do? I'm confused. How does it work? Well, the government have put on free transport for
people on football day.
On football
as long as
day.
you got your ticket.
That's it. So a part of your ticket, there's a levy in it. Let's call it a levy.
Correct.
A part of your membership,
For
Crows
free
and
transport.
Crows and Port for free transport. And the AFL have a bit of a whack to it. They have
so
to pay
AFL contribute,
correct.
Port contribute, Crows contribute, state government.
That's exactly right. So the AFL has said, well, we want to scrap
We want to take our portion
contribution
out.
to it. Now, it wasn't helping Crows, and it wasn't helping Port, so please understand that the Crows and Port weren't involved with that. This is the AFL in an opportunist way. In any negotiation, they've asked for the farm. And the Premier said that galls me. What did he say?
It's galling.
It's galling.
I find it galling.
They find it galling.
So, some of the text coming through, John says, look, the Crows are hiding behind the skirt of the AFL to do their negotiations.
Well, no,
the AFL is doing the negotiations on behalf of the Crows.
Well, hang on. Who's the governing body?
AFL.
Correct.
So several of those coming in. So we'll just keep that flowing on the unique homestyle food text and take your calls on 8223 0000 for the big tickets up for grabs.
The bunker for the Crows and Saints game. It's the 4:30 headlines. Damon Hill's going to join us shortly.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, choosing your new Volkswagen is easy. They're clearing all 2024 plated Volkswagens. How good is this? You get free on-roads, free stamp duty and 12 months worth of rego. All are ready for immediate delivery. And we have easy finance options and remember our next day servicing. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's 2024 plate clearance. You'd better be quick. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Parties, weddings, big events. What do they all have in common? Pals. You know your pals want to have a good time, but what will everyone want to drink? That's when you need to speak to Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals will make sure you've got the right type of drinks, the right amount, and best of all, we'll make sure you've got the best labels that will keep everyone talking about your event. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Charges have been laid over a drug and weapons bust at Athelston. Former WA and Australian cricketer Stuart McGill has been found guilty over his role in a cocaine deal. Clean energy advocates say Australia should double down on renewables in a bid to keep power bills down. Baseline prices will increase up to 9% from July. And in sport, the AFL returns to the MCG tonight, with Carlton facing Richmond to kick off round 1. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon in Bridgewater, cars gone into a tree, Anderson Road near Mount Barker Road. In Mount Barker, a 3-car crash, Adelaide Road near Mount Barker Road. And still got residual delays after an earlier crash in Ingle Farm on Montague Road near Ballally Road. Look out too in Cuddly Creek for a large tree branch on Gorge Road near the Wildlife Park there. And a burst water main in St Agnes, North East Road near Tolly Road. Cameras just set up in Shido Park, Adams Road and Flagstaff Hill, Black Road. Take home a win at Dan Murphy's. Vodka Cruiser mixed and sugar-free, 275ml 10-pack, $35 for My Dan's members. And Sunday, choose to drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 17 tonight, sunny tomorrow 35. Right now it is 30 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
All right, now.
Hey.
Switch on, Timmy.
It's round one, switch on, son.
Well, no, I thought we had another technical issue.
Yeah, you are the technical issue.
Now, this is all about having a good barbie. This is the weather. Keep having barbecues. But when you do, don't just flip the snags and burn the chops. You've got to become a tong master, the backyard hospitality director, and then you'll deserve the very best outdoor kitchen from Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens.
And you can tailor it too with the best appliances, a bar fridge, a pizza oven. Stun your guests with one of those custom-made concrete bench tops. Indoor ones as well. They are elite. Elite
Absolutely.
beyond elite.
And you've got to see them to believe them. Get up there, get a consultation and a quote going at Seaford Meadows at Farrow Circuit and check them out in their factory. The best backyard hospitality directors, well, they choose Adelaide Outdoor Kitchens. Go online and have a look. AdelaideOutdoorKitchens.com.au.
There is care in simplicity. Our experienced team understand that keeping things simple and easy is the best approach. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
27 minutes to 5. Assistant coach of the Crows, Mick Goden, to join us at 5 o'clock. We'll keep taking your calls for those bunker tickets for the Crows and Saints game on Sunday. And breaking news from the Adelaide Football Club just now, it's been confirmed. Sid Draper will make his AFL debut on Sunday.
Quite sensible, really. Formula One, Louis Vuitton Australian Grand Prix. It kicks off tomorrow in Melbourne, and we're absolutely honoured here because all of this action will be live on Channel 10 and 10 Play. Now,
free too.
I know, free as well. We have got the former F1 world champion on the line, Damon Hill. Welcome.
Oh, hello. Thank you very much. I'm not a former world champion. I am a world champion.
Well, that's true.
Once a champion, always a champion.
Well, that's very true. My apologies.
Great correction, Damon. But I think both are true, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
He's not done. Put it this way, but he's not racing this weekend.
No.
Besides that, he is a world champion. Hey, Damon, welcome, and thanks very much for coming on. The Melbourne Grand Prix, a lot of people said, it's one of the best on the circuit. Why do you reckon that is?
Well, I mean, I think the location's fantastic, for one thing. And I think the way they do the event here is fantastic, too. So people like coming to Australia. They like going to Adelaide as well. So don't feel hurt. I was there recently on last weekend at the Motorsport Festival.
Yes.
So I was going down memory lane around the old track.
Yeah.
And I won that one, and then I came here and I won at Melbourne. So I've had a fantastic relationship with Australia. But it's the kicking off the season. It's back in its normal place now. It was the third race of the season last year. So now it's the place to start. So there's that extra buzz.
And we're probably looking at a season that won't be as predictable as previous?
I think it was getting pretty unpredictable last year. There was 7 winners with multiple race wins, which is the first time that's happened for a very long time. I think mid-80s. So, yeah, definitely. What they did was they looked at how the championship worked. What they wanted to do is break up any one team's dominance. So they brought in the cost caps. So teams had to race to a limited a fund and allocation of resources, and that has meant that the better you do, the harder it is for you to get away. Whereas if you're at the back, you've got a little bit more a higher ceiling. You can use that to make good advances. And so I think that's starting to show that the championship is tightening up. Also, it's coming to the end of these regulations, so they've all learned quite a lot of how to get the best performance out of the cars, and there's not much left. You know, the longer you leave it, the less there is to squeeze out of this stone.
Great to have you on, Damon. I love your commentary on 10 Sport. An Australian driver, a classified one at that, an F1, has never been on the podium. I reckon Oscar Piastri could be our first in that McLaren. What do you think?
I do agree. I think that I'm amazed when you tell me that. I can't believe that Australian driver's not been on the podium. But if you say so, I think you're right. I mean, I think it's shocking to me. I mean, Daniel Ricciardo must have been on there, you think. But I know he was on and then got disqualified, didn't he?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So that's purely unfair. But yes, Oscar's got probably a really good opportunity. Got some weather coming in on Sunday, so it might be a little bit something to spoil things for some drivers, but he's good in the wet, I think. So, yeah, let's hope for a good result for him.
And great little Jack Doohan's getting his debut for Alpine.
Yes, so Jack's, he did a bit of some races last year, and Alpine are quite strong now. They seem to have found a bit of pace, and he could be in a good place there. I don't think he's got winning potential, but definitely strong top 10 potential.
The Ferrari camp pretty excited. Lewis Hamilton, and I would say the Ferrari fans are up and about.
When I say winning potential about Jack, I mean in his current position in that team, not as a driver. I think he could win it if he got a good competitor. I don't want to clear that up, but yeah. So the others, who were they? You were talking about
Ferrari.
Ferrari, of course. Lewis Hamilton joining. Everybody's up and about.
Yeah, big story with Lewis going there, and they're looking strong too. So we are very, very interested to see how that's going to work. We don't honestly know. We don't know whether a 40-year-old Lewis Hamilton can take on a young whippersnapper like Charles Leclerc, who's very, very quick. We'll see how it goes.
And you mentioned the weather. It's a bit of a mixed bag. It's got, I think, 24 Friday, 31 Saturday, bit of rain. I hope they packed a lot of tyres.
Yeah, they're going to need them, aren't they? I think by the sounds of it. I think it's good. It's good for entertainment because it makes things unpredictable. But it's treacherous. You know, it's so difficult to race in really wet conditions. But it gives opportunities to some people who've got talent and maybe haven't got a competitive car. So yeah, it's part of the job with being a Formula 1 driver. You have to contend with really scary conditions.
Max Verstappen's not going to wreck the year again by winning everything, is he, Damon? Can we just knock him off? There's something about him I just don't like. I just can't put my finger on it, Damon.
Yeah. What if Oscar was winning everything? Would you complain about that?
No, not for 1 second, Damon.
Yeah, okay.
Good comeback.
Now you know what you're dealing with.
Good comeback, Damon Hill.
Yeah, it depends on your perspective, doesn't
That's
it?
it.
You know, where you're coming from. We do like a bit of variety, but I think Max is, you know, my beef with Max was really about occasionally using over-aggressive defending tactics, you know, and I just think the FIA really should be clear about what you can and can't do. Otherwise, everyone's just going to be going out there trying to run each other off the track, and you know, it just becomes ridiculous. It doesn't look beautiful. It's not great racing. I don't think it's just you know, very close to being dodgems. So you know, I was critical of Max, but otherwise, I'm very, very you know, excited by him as a driver. He's phenomenally quick, and he's very sure of himself, and I think it's very impressive how confident he is about his abilities. And so there's a lot to admire there.
Yeah. You'll always be remembered in South Australia, Damon, we know, because you won our last ever Grand Prix in Adelaide. That was in 1995. It was a great drive. You were here, as you said, last weekend. How good was that Festival of Motorsport?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it's a great opportunity for people to get close to
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, you know, access to F1 is very difficult. And, okay, they're not the current F1 cars, but they're there's enough fans who remember the cars that do turn up and have fond memories. And I met so many people who were, now in their 40s, and they remember me as kids, they were brought by their dads to the track, to the Grand Prix when it was there, and they remember those things, and now they're all grown up, and it gets passed down the line.
Hey, Damon, I've got a question here, a little inside question. Apparently you're working on some synthetic fuels, and the synthetic fuels, can they replace hybrid engines, and could we see the much anticipated return of the V10s because of it?
Well, the project actually involves South Australia and Adelaide, because I think that Zero Petroleum is the company, and they've been talking to South Australia about using the abundance of renewable sources. Because what happens is you use the renewable source, wind and solar, to synthesize petroleum in a chemical process, which is akin to photosynthesis. It's basically taking carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and combining it with hydrogen and making hydrocarbons, which is petrol. So it doesn't add to the carbon in the atmosphere. It's actually reusing the carbon that's already there. But if you get enough of it, if you can scale it, then you can reduce the extra petroleum carbon exhaust fumes and so forth that are being put back into it and adding to the carbon in the atmosphere. So it's not going to be the ultimate solution,
right?
Because it's too niche. I think it's going to be, but it could be a very good way of swinging things. And if it's scaled enough, then we don't know. The price could come down, and it could be a competitive source of fuel, because of all the fuels that are out there, petroleum has got the greatest energy density, and that's the key. The energy density in electric vehicles is. I mean, you've got a problem with electric vehicles, I think, in Australia. You travel such vast distances.
Correct. Yeah.
And we just don't. In the UK, you can just about get away with it. But the great benefit of electric vehicles is the no pollution. So in an inner city, let's say if you're in Melbourne, having electric vehicles is great, because you can charge it up, you can get around, and also you're not adding to the pollution in the atmosphere. But that's one of the objectives. So that zero petroleum synthetic fuel will always have that pollution problem. But if you use it in jet fuel, for example, or use it in agriculture or in motorsport, for example, then it's basically using synthetic renewable fuel without adding to the carbon by using fossil fuel. So it's reducing the demand for fossil fuels.
Well, rip it up this weekend, whatever fuel you're using, mate. We really appreciate your time, and good luck at the Melbourne Grand Prix.
It's all a bit technical there.
You lost me at hello, Damon.
It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
V10's back, yes. Good work, beautiful. Good stuff,
right,
mate.
You got the message. All the
best.
Never ask questions like that.
Yeah, exactly. All the best on Channel 10 and 10 Play on the weekend, covering the Australian Grand Prix. We're looking forward to it.
Well, we're going to have a lot of fun, so tune in.
Well done.
Fantastic stuff.
Damon Hill, our guest, 10 Spot, great commentator. Well, who'd have ever thought Ferrari would make a hybrid car? They have. They got battery operated cars.
This is
That's where Damon's coming from.
Yeah, it's
well done. Great question, but he did lose me. I was land the plane, mate. I was doing that.
All right, the Shield final. Is it going to happen at Adelaide Oval? We don't know. South Plimpton. G'day, Ian.
Hello, Ian.
Yeah, g'day, boys. As far as I'm concerned, it's still cricket season. But that's probably an old sort fashion. But Dad used to play footy for Glenelg, and they'd finish, and then he'd go play cricket for Glenelg.
Yeah.
Went to cricket training one year with a broken jaw.
Yeah, good.
But anyway,
Nasty.
It's a laughing matter now, I suppose.
Yeah.
It cost him kicking 100 goals.
Ow.
But that lost my train of thought. The AFL, how many games are they going to want to play in another 5 or 10 years? It's only what is it today? The 13th of March. We're already playing league footy, AFL footy.
Yeah.
Bloody stupid.
Yeah,
So-
well, Ian, it's a bit of both, because the BBL has pushed the
extended
season
the
out.
cricket
now,
season, yeah.
Now, go back to when the final was played the last time we won, Ian, in 96.
Yeah.
Clear air.
Clear.
Yeah, no worries.
Finished, done. The Shield final was played, won, done and done.
But to be fair, we weren't playing AFL at
That's
Adelaide
right.
Oval.
That's right.
No.
Yeah.
But
So it's a
anyway,
bit of give and take.
I just had a thought that seeing how we're having an argument about it now, and I don't know who booked this game. I suppose it doesn't matter. But I just thought as an off-the-cuff, out of the box, if they wanted to keep cricket in March, why don't we get a series up and running that will attract the world and play a 3-day series of 2020 India versus Pakistan at Adelaide Oval in the middle of March. It'll take 10 days, I suppose.
Wow. Yeah, thanks, Ian. Good call.
You
You're in the running there for that Bunker Crows v Saints on Sunday. A lot of good feedback coming through, Timmy.
Yes.
Don't go saying we're still taking your calls when you haven't taken one all show. That's a good text. And great question, Timmy. Refueling. So interesting. Not.
It was about the V10s coming back. Yeah. We didn't quite get to the V10s though.
Especially those who are interested in Formula One. That's a very important detail.
I thought it was.
No, it is.
How old do you reckon Damon Hill is? Just quick number.
45.
What?
I don't know.
What?
He's 64.
Is he? He raced a long time ago.
I've no idea. I thought he was young.
Well, hang on, he won the Grand Prix back in
95.
What's fair call? No, fair call.
What's that? How long goes
Well, that was 30 years
30
ago.
years. I suppose if he was 15, he would have been a champion.
He got another one wrong. Hey, Timmy, look at me. Switch on.
Mate,
don't
throw ages at me.
I reckon.
And I don't know.
I reckon you're worried about Port this weekend. There you go. We'll take that up after the break. You're looking worried.
Forward of this.
We are about 1 hour away from hearing who round one's teams will look like for the Crows and Power. Well, next we're going to try and predict who will be in the best 22s. We'll also keep taking your calls, 8223 0000. But for Rosto Homes, SA's most trusted, custom design, fixed pricing, total peace of mind, because trust is a must. Here's your roads.
In Bridgewater, a car's got into a tree. Anderson Road near Mount Barker Road. In Mount Barker, a 3-car crash. Adelaide Road near Mount Barker Road. And still got residual delays after an earlier crash in Ingle Farm, Montague Road near Bellelly Road. In Cuddly Creek, look out for a large tree branch on Gorge Road near the Wildlife Park there. And got a burst water main causing issues in St Agnes, Northeast Road near Tolly Road. Cameras just set up in Hallett Cove on Perry Bar Road and in Old Ranella on Old South Road. South Australia RAA Rewards is here. With hundreds of ways to save every day, it's better to be a member with RAA Rewards. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Super Saturday football is here to stay on 5AA. Don't wait. Catch live AFL matches, afternoon and evening, every Saturday without delay. And get a live, local call of every Crows and Power game with Adelaide's most passionate call team. What a goal! 5AA football in 2025. No paywalls, no delay. It's Super Saturdays, live on 5AA.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. Now more than ever, you need an agent who's not just out for a quick sale. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you're maximising your home's potential. There's a good reason Toop and Toop is defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients. With a history spanning almost 40 years and a team of unrivalled experience, Toop and Toop knows what it takes to maximise your results in any selling conditions. Visit toop.com.au to find out more.
Hi, Brett Ebbett here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. We've been doing deals on a huge range of 2024 plate Mazdas, and we've just received truckloads more of them, all priced to clear. These drive-away deals on new Mazdas include free 12 months rego, free stamp duty, and accessory packs worth $500. Yep, absolutely free. All exclusive to Mawson Lakes Mazda. No gimmicks, just great deals. Mawson Lakes Mazda, Salisbury Highway, T's and C's apply.
Are you looking for top-notch industrial commercial roller doors, shutters, automatic pedestrian doors or automatic gates? Are you? Well, Vulcan Doors have the answer.
They certainly do. The team at Vulcan are highly experienced when it comes to installing, maintaining and repairing doors and gates, and they're also really good with customer service. That's a great combo.
Look, it is. They've got all the current police checks, the DCIs, the clearances, the B-class electrical licences, white cards, red cards, blue cards, whatever card. They've got the high-risk licences. So you know that safety is their number one top priority.
That's brilliant. So whether you are looking for residential, commercial or emergency dooring, well, Vulcan is where it's at. Find out more by visiting vulcandoors.com.au. Vulcan, separate yourself from the rest, literally.
Are you or someone you know living with epilepsy? 1 in 25 Australians will develop epilepsy at some stage in their lives. The Epilepsy Centre in Adelaide is dedicated to raising awareness in the community to reduce the stigma and create a more welcoming and inclusive society. We do this by providing epilepsy awareness and seizure first aid to people living with epilepsy, their families and friends. Thanks to state government funding, we can offer this education at no cost. For more information, go to epilepsycentre.org.au.
Build a roof over your decking, a roof over your car. Alpha Industries are the best by far. A roof over your barbie, a roof over your beers. Alpha Industries last for donkey's years. A roof over your swimming pool, a roof over your boat. Alpha Industries, ask us for a quote. Build a roof over your grandma or anything you please. Verandas, sheds and carports, Alpha Industries.
Hey, wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping? Become a Star Discount Chemist Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist, how can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
The tariffs against Australian steel and aluminium have come into effect.
Will Goodings.
The Prime Minister actually tried to get another conversation with Donald Trump. He tried to get him on the phone, make one final plea, and couldn't get through.
David Penberthy.
There's two separate issues here. One is whether Rudd was ever the right person to be appointed as ambassador, given his hatred for Donald Trump.
5AA Breakfast.
Dealing with this guy, he's got a screw loose. But I don't think Dutton is necessarily any better placed.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide. Rowey and Timmy G. The 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes to 5. Mick Goden, the assistant coach of the Crows, to join us at 5 o'clock. Sid Draper's been confirmed to debut. We'll have the teams first at 10 to 6. And to him, Tim Silvers, the Crows CEO, earlier on the show. Are you feeling confident the Shield final can still get ahead at the Adelaide Oval? 8223 Our best caller tonight, a double pass to the Crows bunker this Sunday.
What's your team, Timmy?
All right, buddy. I don't know that there's going to be too many surprises here from what we saw in the first two trials. So, as I mentioned, I think you'll see Lukosius make his debut for Port, Joe Richards make his debut for Port, and also young Joe Berry, who's just been drafted. 3 forwards. Yeah, pretty much. But I've got a bit of a different looking side because I'll tell you why I go through it. Now, this might not be the way Port Adelaide line up.
This is how you'd line up.
But this is probably how I'm lining up. So, from the forward line, I don't think any surprise here. Ollie Lord, Georgiades.
Done.
Okay, so half forward, 200 gamer, DBJ, Lukosius, Sam Powell-Pepper back in the lineup.
Sam. That's like a new recruit.
Yeah.
I love watching him play.
Go straight to Dan Houston.
Please. Please.
Straight to him and just tells him, look who's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, a bit like an Eminem song, you know, Shady's back.
Guess who's back?
Exactly. So
just give him his crazy eyes.
Yeah, exactly. So on the centre line, Burgoyne, I think, keeps that spot. Of course, he's had a breakout year. Let's go to another level. I'm starting Willem Drew, and if Dacos starts in the middle, Willem Drew just blankets straight on. Don't let him touch it. Don't let him get the overlapping run. On the other wing, and I'm using this as a three-way rotation, Joe Berry starts on a wing.
Okay.
So he's going to be working up and down anyway.
I like your creativity.
Yeah, so I'm starting him there. And because he's on debut, I want him to touch the ball early. Yeah. I don't want to be starving for it. I want him to get the ball in his hand early and get him settled. So
has he ever played wing?
I think he can. He can. So he'd be going a bit of forward, bit of wing, rotate.
Off. Yep.
That's the way I'd work it. And the reason I'd say that is I've seen Mead come off the wing for the last couple of trials. I want Meady doing what he does best, and that's
midfield.
In the middle. You got it. So the half-back line, and this is the back six are much of a muchness of where you put them. But Kane Farrell, of course, he's going to be our man delivering through. Bergman. Now, Bergman takes my check. Bergman's 189.
Yeah.
My check's 192. Just if you're interested in that. Yeah. Lockie Jones takes Membry, 186 versus 188.
Don't mind that.
Aaliyah takes McStay, 196 versus 195. So you're worried about height?
You've got
That's well and truly covered off. Logan Evans, love him, doesn't put a foot wrong. Now, the other back pocket, I'd put Burton in front of Finlayson. Finlayson bench. Finlayson can rotate through defence and be second row.
Okay.
And if Ollie Lord can probably give a chop out as well there. Sweet, Horn Francis Rosie.
Picks themselves.
Yep, Joe Richards rotating through. Ollie Wines rotating through, of course. Mead rotating through. And Finlayson there. Sub, either the young or the old. Do you go with T. Boak or Josh Sin? 822300000.
Good question.
I was wondering where you had Bokey. Good work.
There it is.
And that'll be live and local Saturday night on 5AA, led by Timmy. And I'll be leading the charge with Sammy and Campo at 12:05 as a kickoff. This is Sunday. I'll go quicker. Worrell, Murray, Laird, Michaelani, Keane, and I've got Nan Curvis on the half-back flank. So I've got him there in front of Miller. He needs more work on the track. I heard Matty Nick say, no, if he's fit, we play him. I'm not going to risk him. I'm going to go Nan Curvis. Coming on one wing, Sligo in the gut, Scholl on the other. I've kept Scholl there on the form of last year and the fact he can go D50, F50. So I think he deserves that first crack, but we'll need to keep delivering for that wing because I've got another couple of wingmen I can put there. Keys, Fogg, Rochelle pick themselves, Thilthorpe, Tex and Alex Neil-Bullen. O'Brien, Dawson, Rankin lead the ruck. Peatling is new, well done to him. Neil-Bullen is new, coming, and Sid Draper to debut. He cannot and will not be the sub. Please don't make him the sub. I think it's out of Crouch or Dan Curtin to be that sub. Very unlucky Luke Pedler. Very unlucky Luke Pedler. And sadly, Miller needs maybe another week to get his fitness up.
Well done.
That'll be my round one.
Let's go to Ranella. G'day, Adrian.
Adrian.
Hey, Tim. Stephen, how are you?
Good, mate.
Adrian! So Tim Silver said it's down to the SMA for the hurdles for getting the final over the line. Did I hear right?
Sorry, say that again?
Did Tim Silver say it's down to the SMA for the hurdles that need to be jumped for the
pretty much
for the final?
Pretty much.
Okay, well, it's over the line then, isn't it, boys? Because if ever there's like an organisation that functions with military precision, it's the SMA. I mean, every time you go to get a drink, boys, every time you line up to get into the stadium, that organisation is like the character in Goodfellas, the guy that runs the mafia from his mum's grocery store, the guy that could stuff up a cup of coffee. That fills me with no confidence at all, boys. Well, they're carrying on for sure.
Yeah, I think it's heading that way, Adrian. Your analogies there were quite clever, but I think it is looking more likely than unlikely.
KRO.
That'll be Karen Outrider. Hey, thanks, mate. Very clever, Adrian. Thank you.
In the running for those tickets to the bunker for the Crow Saints game, our best caller is in the running tonight. 82230000. 5 o'clock news coming up. Mick Goden from the Crows is joining us next. Mitch Hinge left training with a right leg concern. We'll find out from Mick whether he's healthy or not, if he's available for selection. And Sid Draper's been picked to play. He will be debuting on Sunday. All that to come on the other side of the news.
We're interrupting your show. Sorry, because Binge Basic is now just $4.99 a month for 12 months. That's a bingillion hours of entertainment for less than $5 a month. Offer ends March 31st, so head to binge.com.au/4. New and returning customers only.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Now at Harvey Norman, no deposit, 60 months interest-free on a Latitude Go MasterCard and participating Latitude credit cards from Latitude Financial Services. Available on eligible purchases using an equal monthly payment plan. Monthly credit card fee currently $10.95 applies. Plus receive a bonus Harvey Norman gift card when you spend $1,000 or more on interest-free purchases. Shop furniture, bedding, laptops, TVs, fridges, appliances and more. New customers must be approved. Minimum financed amount $1,000. T's and C's, credit card fees, charges and exclusions apply. Now at Harvey Norman.
Now, everything under the sun cops a beating from UV rays. So cover things up, they last longer. And same goes for you, Stephen.
Yeah, 2 in 3 Aussies will be diagnosed with skin cancer. That stat scares the living by jingos out of me. A melanoma actually kills twice as many who? Men than women. Men, switch your ears on.
Yeah, exactly. It starts with checking the UV daily and remembering to slip, slop, slap, sleek and slide every day. So, There's plenty more Sun Smarts where that comes from, but it's important to do.
Well, I'll give you some Sun Smarts. Takes 20 minutes for sunscreen to activate. There's one. Caps offer far less protection than broad brim hats. Well, that's a no-brainer, that one, isn't it? The more you can be undercover, the better. When the UV is 3 and above it, can cause permanent damage to your skin. So always look at the UV factor and just sit in the shade if you can. Don't be a statistic. Be sun smart. Cover up and protect your skin, Stephen. He's talking to you.
Yes.
Are you listening?
And
Numbnuts?
As always, make sure you check out our 5AA YouTube and Facebook live streams. Every day, you'll see today's maximum UV.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Down to 17 tonight, sunny tomorrow 35. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
Terrain Tamer Parabolic Leaf Springs for a comfortable ride in your four-wheel drive. terraintamer.com.
We're still waiting on an announcement as to whether Adelaide Oval will host the Sheffield Shield final. SA have won the right to stage the game, but there's a sticking point over the cricket final happening during the AFL season. Another meeting was held today between the Premier and League boss Andrew Dillon. The League has tried to get the season's Footy Express fees waived as part of negotiations. Adelaide CEO Tim Silvers has told Rowey and Timmy G he's not directly involved in the decision-making progress.
I am kept abreast of these discussions, but I'm not even at the table. We put up that player health and safety is very, very important to us, and that obviously a key driver with the AFLPA. And something that's really important to us is around, will round 3 be able to go ahead?
Charges have been laid against 2 men in their 30s following a drugs and weapons bust at Athelston. A station wagon was pulled over for traffic offences by police. Checks showing the driver's licence was disqualified. A search of the car, finding a backpack containing over 1 kilogram of cannabis. A further search of the man's house, allegedly uncovering a hydroponic cannabis crop with plants and equipment, as well as a crossbow, knuckle dusters, a flick knife, cash and ice pipes. Electricity was also being illegally diverted to the property. Farmers and politicians are urging shoppers to buy Australian amid a looming threat of more US tariffs. Zach De Silva has the story.
Analysts think American tariffs on steel and aluminium imports may only be just the start. President Donald Trump has flagged further taxes on billions of dollars worth of pharmaceutical and agricultural products. David Johinke from the National Farmers Federation is asking people to buy Australian produce to support the industry through uncertain times.
By supporting agriculture, you are supporting regions, you are supporting communities.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese agrees, but says he still hasn't given up negotiating more favourable treatment for Australia.
Our government will always stand up for Australian jobs.
The opposition says tariffs on other products could be a disaster for our economy.
The Adelaide Botanic Gardens has welcomed over 1 million people through the gates since September thanks to the Chihuly exhibition. The display by contemporary glass artist Dale Chihuly runs day and night. Tourism Minister Zoe Bettison says the exhibition of 15 large-scale sculptures has brought in many people from outside Adelaide.
Yeah, so about 40% of people coming along are out of metropolitan Adelaide. So that's including regional Adelaide, interstate and overseas. This is an incredible figure. We know it's been quite a draw card. People are really keen to come and see it. So we're really thrilled with the outcomes.
Chihuly runs until April 29. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
To Footy and the Crows will release their team for round 1 later this hour, but have already confirmed Sid Draper will make his AFL debut against St Kilda on Sunday. The Power will also detail who's in and who's out for their opener against Collingwood on Saturday. AFL returns to Melbourne tonight with Richmond taking on the Blues at the MCG. Around 80,000 are expected in the stands. The Tigers' number 1 draft pick, Sam Lawler, will debut. The game will be live on 5AA. Lewis Hamilton is marking his debut for Ferrari at the Australian Grand Prix with a special video. In it, the Formula One driver has been inserted into a scene from the classic 80s movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which features a Ferrari.
I want you to take extra special care of this vehicle, okay?
Hey, no problem. Trust me.
You fellas have nothing to worry about. I'm a professional.
Professional what?
And Aston Villa are into the European Cup quarterfinals for the first time since 1983. Arsenal is also through. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, a few crashes to watch out for on your way home this afternoon. In Bridgewater, a car's gone into a tree, Anderson Road near Mount Barker Road. In Mount Barker, a crash, Adelaide Road, also near Mount Barker Road. In Ingle Farm 2, residual delays from an earlier crash, Montague Road near Ballally Road. In Cuddly Creek, look out for a large tree branch on Gorge Road near the Wildlife Park there. And got a burst water main to watch out for in St Agnes, North East Road near Tolly Road. Pulteney Grammar School's reception and mid-year reception open morning will be held tomorrow, the 14th of March. Book your spot now on the Pulteney website. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 17 tonight, sunny for your Friday, 35. Saturday, partly cloudy, 39. Sunday, cooling down, showers easing, 26. Right now, it's 31 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, a homeless man targeted in a cruel crime at Elizabeth. A power price shock on the way for SA households from July. We have the advice on how to ease your household electricity bills. Take a look at SA's newest AFL footy venue and the mega auction offering home appliances from a starting price of $1. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
BJ Energy don't just install solar and battery systems, they optimise everything to do with solar, squeezing every bit of energy out of the sun to help take control over your energy bills. And because BJ Energy are fully qualified electricians, they can help you in all things home energy, solar repairs and maintenance, EV chargers, lighting, switchboard upgrades, heat pump systems and more. Contact BJ Energy for a free consultation. Package deals and payment plans available. bjenergy.com.au.
You could win a car, a holiday, and cash. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery bonus draw is midnight tomorrow. Imagine winning a Maserati, a trip to Milan, and $100,000. Plus, you'll stay in 10,000 more draws, including the $3.5 million Scott Salisbury Grand Prize in Somerton Park. Life-changing prizes, life-changing impact. HomeLottery.com.au. Licence M14673.
At Simplicity Funerals, we have been keeping funerals simple and easy for over 40 years. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today. Simplicity Funerals. Easy, respectful, simple.
At Mount Barker Mazda, we are the BT50 Ute experts. Talk to Neil, our BT50 genius, who can guide you seamlessly through the purchase experience. From choosing the right ute through to all the genuine accessories, Neil has the answers. At Mount Barker Mazda, we live and breathe Mazda BT50 Ute. Whether it's for work or play, we have the perfect BT50 Ute for you at a price you can't resist. Get good old country service at amazing city prices. That's the Mount Barker Mazda difference.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey.
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival. 8 minutes after 5 on this Thursday night, team selection night for round 1. Those teams will drop at 5:50, so within about 40 minutes to find out who's playing for the Crows and Power this weekend. Robert Harvey, Saints legend and midfield coach, is going to join us very shortly. And our best caller tonight wins a double pass to the Crows bunker, all thanks to Channel 7, where you can watch the Crows take on St Kilda from 12 noon this Sunday, live and free on 7 and 7+. So get involved, 8223 0000. Our talk topic today has been revolving around the Crows, the negotiations the AFL's had with the Premier around the Adelaide Oval Sheffield Shield final hosting rights. Well, we have some new information hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
Yeah, we got a text from Dirk, said, I'd love to know for certain, as I understand, the Footy Express is 100% member subsidised. In other words, membership costs. I don't think the government pays anything, do they? So I thought, I better do some homework and find out exactly who does pay for Footy Express.
Okay.
The homework came out that about 90% of the money comes from both Crows and Power. Now, how much they put into membership, I don't think they'll be able to put that a lot into it. But yeah, they pay 90% of it, roundabout. The other 10% is subsidised by the SANFL and SMA. AFL pays 0, government pays 0. Why would the AFL ask for it to be waived? 82230000. Keep your calls coming.
Well, generally, Harvey Norman Factory Outlet sponsors Caroline Wilson.
Correct.
And has done for 14 years at this exact spot. Caro, well, semi-retired. She's going to be a regular, but a semi-regular, let's call it that, for Harvey Norman, probably 5 or 6 times during the year. So we're going to rotate talent through there.
Good work.
Like this next one, Timmy. Still floored by that stat. You hit me between the eyes with that. Glad I didn't have a drink of water. I didn't spit that out over the Can I retract what I said about Pembo? Round 1, Sunday at 12:05, Adelaide take on St Kilda, and it's so exciting. It's exciting for the players, the coaches and the fans, because there's a lot of new about it.
Yes.
There is a lot of new, especially with the new faces, as I said. Joining us, Head of Development, and he'd be mighty proud, Mick Goden. Mick, welcome.
Thank you, guys. Good to be back.
Well done, Mickey. We had a 4:30 announcement. You picked talent. I know you're like me. You picked talent. He's done nothing wrong. He's done everything right. Sid Draper will debut.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, isn't it? He's, obviously being a South Australian local and played some great sample footy last year, and he's done nothing wrong this pre-season. They've nursed him a little bit. Obviously, he's a very explosive player. But to get him to the line, the boys have done a great job, the high-performance team, and he's just getting better and better. And, it's just wonderful. It's always exciting. The older you get, I just get happier every time I see a kid debut. It's just, their dreams coming true, so that's awesome.
Oh, well, I got to live it, luckily, and it is special. It's for the family. It's for all the hard work. The emotion is there. He's a ripper kid. What are the attributes that you like about him? I know he's got confidence, but he's got AFL attributes, hasn't he? Let's put it like that.
Yeah, his physical attributes are outstanding. He's changed the direction. He's very, it's probably like Isaac. Isaac Rankin's probably the only one I can think of at our club that can really turn left and right as fast as he can. And his power in a straight line when he gets out of a stoppage is something to watch. So, from a physical attribute, that's outstanding. He's got great hands around the contest. But probably the best thing I love about him is just his keenness to learn. He knows he's not a finished product. He understands. He's confident, but he's not overconfident. He knows what he's got to do to be a great player for our footy club, and he's just done everything right. Worked really hard, listened, learnt, and he gets his chance.
That's the debutant. Isaac Cumming, James Peatling and Alex Neil-Bullen are all been stars at their time for their particular clubs. Good to have those three in for depth and pressure on selection, Mickey.
Yeah, they're great guys. The club's done really well getting those three guys into our footy club, and they all bring something slightly different. Obviously, Isaac coming across from GWS, he's had a really good pre-season. A little hiccup there before Christmas, but other than that, he's been outstanding. James Peatling, he's a real bull at the gate in there, and he's great on the ground ball and explodes. He's got great speed, and then obviously Alex, what a master of a player and just a great human being, and he's on our leadership group now, and he's going to add more than on-field for our footy club. He demands a lot of high-level training and playing, and great guy. So some really good acquisitions for our club.
Mitchy Hinge, okay?
Yes, it seems to be. He came off with a soreness. We expect him to play. He'll be tested on Saturday at the captain's run, but at this stage, we expect him to be fine.
Yeah. Wayne Miller, has he done enough?
He's right in there, isn't he? It's been a long road for Wayno, but his pre-season's been outstanding. We know what a class player he is, and he's right in there. And obviously we haven't announced the team as yet, but he's certainly right up there.
Hey, Mickey, Rowey described your pre-season as faultless. How did you rate it?
Yeah, it's always hard pre-season, isn't it? Because we always get bigger, stronger, faster. Most clubs, but this one I can honestly say it's been a really, really strong one for our footy club. We've built robustness, and that's probably the word that I like to use over the last 3 or 4 years. Guys have just got stronger, and now they can deal with a lot more adversity, so we can train them at a higher level. So we train them at a high level without breaking them, which has been really pleasing. So, from an on-field perspective, off-field as well, like our leadership's starting to grow. You're starting to see signs of the players running the program, which is what we want, what we need. But yeah, it's been a really solid one. There's certainly no excuses from us.
I'm interested in the Neil Bullen and Keys roles. So is Keysy changing the way he plays from last season, or is he doing the exact same thing?
Nah, Keezy's been pretty similar. Keezy's had that role now for a couple of years, and he's continued with that. Alex is they probably do play a bit similar, but they are also different. They're different types of players, so they complement each other really well. Keezy's obviously played in this forward line now for a while, and he sees the game before it happens. He's a real learner of the game, and Alex is obviously very astute. So they communicate on the field and know exactly where each other's going. So there's no need to they don't cross over or anything silly. So Keezy will continue in his same role.
You used that word robust. I do like that, Godsey. Is Riley Thilthorpe robust? Has he got his AFL body now?
He does, mate. Yeah, we're really pleased with him. I mean, I never experienced growing, but clearly he's grown a lot, and he's a big man, and it takes a while for that body to get used to. And but he's grown the beard obviously in the last 12 months, and it seems to have really helped him. So, but no, the footy's been talking. During the pre-season, he's been really strong and jumping at the highest point. He's a big, powerful presence for us.
Yeah. If we haven't had 5 texts, we've had 6 unique home-style food texts. Please tell me Sid Draper is not the sub.
Yeah, well, I can't say anything on that, but he's in our squad, so
yeah, okay.
I certainly can't talk about that at this point, but still a few days away.
Mickey, have a ripper, mate. Sunday, it'll be live on our station. Cannot wait. It's where excitement and hope collide, and let's hope it's going to be a great year for 2025 for the Crows. Thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Well done. Mickey Goden there. He is Crows Assistant and Chief Development. Does a terrific job and has done for years. A lot of unique home-style food texts after that. What are you calling it? Breaking at 5? What are you doing it?
Hot off the press. Hot off the press. Information.
A lot of people are saying, Timmy, please explain to Rowey what Patsy means. And people are saying, I'm the Crow's Patsy, or my unique name's Patsy. What does that mean?
It means you can sort of...
I'm no Patsy to anyone.
Yeah, you can sort of be the vehicle for.
Oh.
That's a nice way of describing it.
No. But when Tim Silvers comes on and says that they had no role to play in negotiating around the Footy Express, you believe those words, don't you? So it's interesting, though.
And that hasn't changed.
The information that's come to hand to Tim in the last 20 minutes, what that looks like in a negotiation piece when the AFL pays 0 for the Footy Express.
Okay. Well, I will do that. I will take the club up. I will ring the AFL and I'll ask them, why did you put that on the table that got knocked back by the Premier, and then the Premier called the Crows?
No, he said I find the
galling.
I find the what would you say, the approach about that?
Yeah,
galling.
Galling. And then today we wake up and the AFL and not the Crows, the AFL and the Premier have spoken, and it's not about money now.
No.
So clearly the AFL has drawn off the table. That is a negotiation
request.
Yep. And you're saying to me they don't
off.
put 1 red cent into the Footy Express?
0.0.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put a call through the AFL.
Well, we're going to hear from Tim Silvers, who spoke to us earlier on the program. If you missed it, he will be on the show next, and you'll hear part of that interview with the Crows CEO. This is the 18 minutes after 5 traffic report. All thanks to Peter Page Hyundai. We can take a test drive today. Find your perfect Hyundai car. Elizabeth Way, Elizabeth.
Yeah, guys, got a crashes to watch out for on your way home this afternoon in Bridgewater, Anderson Road near Mount Barker Road, and in Mount Barker, Adelaide Road near Mount Barker Road. In Cuddly Creek, a large tree branch on Gorge Road near the Wildlife Park there, and in St Agnes, a burst water main northeast road near Tolly Road. And cameras just been set up in Shido Park on Adams Road and in Flagstaff Hill on Black Road. South Australia RAA Rewards is here. With hundreds of ways to save every day, it's better to be a member with RAA Rewards. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Hi gardeners, Charlie Allbone here. You're listening to Rich Grow's Black Marvel fruit and citrus food, producing bigger, juicier fruits. Its proven formula contains the perfect blend of quality nutrients and fast-acting potash and iron to create the Rich Grow effect. To see the difference in your garden, grab some Rich Grow Black Marvel fruit and citrus food and grow you good things. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Honda's huge stock clearance is on now. This is your chance to unlock great offers across the entire range at Formula Honda, Glen Osmond and Modbury. From free scheduled services to price reductions on selected build years. There's a Formula Honda offer for everyone. Don't wait. Hurry into Formula Honda at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury to find your perfect Honda. Offer excludes additional maintenance work or items. See honda.com.au for terms and conditions.
Now, if you want to look sharp or just love really good casual wear, listen in, guys. Ignition for Men is also your go-to for tailor-made wedding suits. Rowey, you know this.
And look, I do live this, and you do too, Timmy. Nothing feels better than a perfectly fitted suit. One that's been tailored to your size, and one that doesn't cost the earth. They're the two things. Is it good? Is it high quality? Did it cost? Bang, tickety, tick, tick, tick. Now, our friends, and they certainly are that, they're a great team, been there for over 50 years. Ignition for Men, they have tailor-made wedding packages for the groom and the groomsman and the father of the bride.
Yes, correct.
And your guests.
You have been, exactly. Get measured up and order 3 tailor-made suits from Ignition for Men and pay just $799 for each suit. What about that for value? Or have 4 or more tailor-made suits for just $749 per suit. That is phenomenal value. And it's for a quality-made suit. Now, you can choose the fabric, the linings, have it designed any way you like. This is how good Ignition for Men are.
Their tailors are there.
That's it.
They're actually there. That is brilliant. So if you're getting married or you're part of the wedding party, you should definitely look into this. Quality tailor-made suits from $749. You don't have to get on a kite and go all the way to Rome.
Oh, this is
or Florence.
This is like Rome and Adelaide.
Oh, please. T's and C's apply, we know that. It's even better than that. Call into the newly renovated showroom. It's at 54 Paynham Road. Massive. It's in Stepney. Ignitionformen.com.au. Best fit, best brands, best price.
Don't miss the biggest and best Canberra Floriade ever this September. Holiday Wonders have 6 amazing rail and air packages available for South Australians to choose from. Our sensational Sydney and Canberra trains to the Tulip 7-day packages are just unmissable. The packages give you a choice of travel from Adelaide on the Indian Pacific train, or flights to Sydney, then rail to the Canberra Floriade 2025. Magnificent guided sightseeing, meals and accommodation all included. Visit holidaywonders.com.au.
Invest in the best at Harvey Norman. Bonus Miele upgrade on now. Buy a selected Miele appliance and receive a bonus upgrade valued at up to $950. Buy a selected Miele oven, upgrade to self-cleaning. Or an induction cooktop and upgrade to dual zone flexibility. Buy a selected Miele dishwasher, upgrade to auto dispensing. Or a washing machine with upgrade to quick wash and auto dispensing. Hurry, limited time. Don't miss bonus Miele upgrade valued at up to $950. Harvey Norman. Best range, best prices guaranteed. Conditions and exclusions apply.
Simplicity Funerals make funeral planning the way it should be. Simple. With our easy and straightforward packages, it has never been simpler to organise a respectful funeral. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
23 minutes after 5, it's been a big talking point this week. Negotiations around the Sheffield Shield being held at Adelaide Oval. Earlier today, we spoke with the Adelaide Crows CEO.
Let's get the latest from the footy club, from my club. Joining us is Crows CEO Tim Silvers. Tim, thanks for your time.
G'day, Rowey. Thanks for having me. I'd love to talk about round 1 versus St Kilda on Sunday and how excited we are about starting the season.
Well, yeah, we are. We're going to get to that, Tim, but there's a couple of little things we'll get through before we do get to it. I want to ask this straight off the bat. Who put the Footy Express deal on the table?
I can categorically say that was not the Adelaide Crows.
So it was the AFL?
Look, that's probably for others to... It's probably best for you to ask others on that point. But what I can say is that, yes, we've been speaking to a number of different stakeholders over the past week and a half, Adelaide Oval, AFL, AFLPA, SACA, and we've put probably our views ahead, and we've had those discussions, but now it's in the hands of others to negotiate and find a way forward there. The turf experts and Adelaide Oval, AFL and AFLPA are going to make that decision hopefully soon. We've been expecting a decision in the last few days, but there seems to be just another hurdle each time.
Yeah. So from a fan's perspective that are looking out and in, and the Premier pointed the finger at your club, the AFL is holding all the negotiations with this. They hold the fixture, they're the governing body. Now, you guys have said we'd like A, B and C, but this is a deal between the AFL and cricket, isn't it?
That's like I am kept abreast of these discussions, but I'm not even at the table. We put up that player health and safety is very, very important to us, and that obviously a key driver with the AFLPA. And something that's really important to us is around, will round 3 be able to go ahead? Look, I think there's all the key stakeholders are trying to work together to find a way to play the Shield final. But me as the CEO, I need to protect that we are playing round 3 versus the Kangaroos on the Sunday. That will go ahead. We don't have a backup for Adelaide Oval. We've got 75,000 members, so we need to find a way. If, heaven forbid, there's rain on the Saturday and there's struggles with getting the pitch back, we've just got to find what are the mitigations, what's the way to reduce the risk just to ensure that the round 3 game goes ahead.
Okay, and no club wants to be exposed, and I get that, and I respect the club for it, and it's a delicate position. Does the club need someone to underwrite if there is an injury or a loss?
I would have thought. Well, look, and however unlikely it is, I don't think if we are doing this through goodwill that we should be the ones underwriting this risk. It should be someone else.
Just with injuries, Tim, I was just wondering, doesn't the public liability of the AFL and also probably the Adelaide Oval cover those sort of things?
You would think so, but in this unique circumstance, you know what insurance covers like when there's something unique that they could squirm their way out of it. There's going to be... We just need some qualifications on who would cover if worst case comes to the table, which I'm saying is unlikely, but unfortunately in my position you have to consider all of that.
So, yeah, always read the T's and C's. What about this one? Did the AFL inquire with you about the option of switching round 24 so that you end up with an incredible run home, 6 out of 7 I think you'd have at home, but swapping that to Marvel for this round 3 game and then you guys play at home in round 24? Did they ask that question at all?
That was never explored with me, not to my understanding. I know we've had to make 2 changes in the last week with opening round, and we all know that opening round unfortunately lost momentum, so I don't think it's in the AFL interest that we're making another change to the fixture like that.
Yeah. So the Premier said today it's not about money. The AFL put it on the table with the Footy Express. It wasn't the club, and I want everybody to hear that. It was the AFL. They've done the negotiation. Let's go back a bit. Are you asking the government, the AFL or cricket to underwrite any losses for your club, Tim, if you were to put yourself out there and move this?
Well, to be honest, it needs to be someone, either of the above. So that's our position.
Okay, so the club's willing to allow this all to happen. You don't train and all that sort of stuff. And if the AFL now signs off on the grass, the curating, and all of that's to be done, you're 100% in support as a club to this. And it's not about money. You want to do the right thing by cricket.
Yep, that is 100% correct. We've had some connections with Ryan Harris and his team over the last 12 months. He spent some time with us. We think they've had a great year hosting the Shield final. So we think if all those tick boxes can be achieved, then of course we'll support it.
Were you disappointed in the Premier's comments on our 5AA Brekkie show?
No, I thought you'd ask that. I think with the Premier, what he's done, and he's been supportive of sport his whole time, what he's done with Gather Round and his support of our Seven development has been nothing sort of exceptional.
Okay. So it'd be fair to say in summary that the AFL have done this negotiation. They who put Footy Express on the table, solely them, they floated it. Since negotiating now with the state government, that's off the table. It was never about money for your football club. All you're looking for now is somebody to mitigate any loss, whether it be if the game can't go ahead. You want some assurances from the AFL or the government or whomever, and you are 100% in support of cricket playing their final at Adelaide Oval. But is it more likely now or more unlikely, Tim? Tim?
I think as time goes on, it feels like we are hitting more hurdles. If you asked me last week, potentially I would have been more in the positive. But the great news is that there's a lot of people on this. They're trying to find a way forward. If there is a way, I'm sure we'll be able to achieve it.
I heard you say, Tim, that you weren't at the table. So I'm going to ask you, who was at the table? Was it SACA, AFL, government, SMA?
Yes.
Yeah, they're the four?
They're the four key players. SMA's got it. They're the ones that are under pressure to deliver, and they've got a great team. Look, I'm not part of the meetings. There's, like I said before, there's other experts. We put our objectives on the table. Now we're going to hear from them, see if they can be achieved.
Were you disappointed AFL put the Footy Express on the table?
Look, I wasn't aware of it. I just think all these things are in negotiation, but let's just get back to the key. The key point is that we all want to see if there's a way to play the Shield final. Player health and safety needs to be accounted for, and if we can find a way, we will.
Okay, so everything's laid down now. Decisions need to be made. It's out of the club's hands. It's up to the AFL and cricket now to work it out if they can be satisfied with the curator and that. So is there any other thing on that needs to be negotiated for this to be met on your behalf from a club perspective?
No. So, like I mentioned at the top, two key things: player health and safety, and the guarantee that the game will go ahead round 3 unencumbered.
Okay, well done. Good luck, Tim. Thanks for your time.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Get to round 1.
So Tim Silvers, who spoke with us earlier on 5AA, you can have your say, 8223 0000. And just before we get to the 5:30 headlines, some intel that's come in from people who were around Karen Rolton Oval today. And this is interesting. We know there's a Shield game on Saturday. The pitch has been prepared for that. But there are a lot of Cricket Australia officials there today wandering around the Oval. You just wonder if that's got anything to do with inspection for the final, maybe in a couple of weeks' time. So
1 and 1 equals 2.
We may see something happening very soon. It is 5:30 headlines time. Robert Harvey's going to join us shortly, and team's not too far away.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. 2 people have been charged with drug offences following raids across the metro area today. Negotiations are continuing regarding the Shield final being played at Adelaide Oval. Home Affairs is reviewing the visa of an American social media influencer who was filmed picking up a baby wombat and carrying it away from its mother. And in sport, 18-year-old Sid Draper will make his debut for the Crows against St Kilda on Sunday. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, not a bad drive home at the moment with just a large tree branch to watch out for on Gorge Road in Cully Creek there near the Wildlife Park, and also burst water main on North East Road near Tolly Road in St Agnes. Cameras about the place today: Elizabeth Road in Morphett Vale and Green Hill Road in Burnside. Transform your business with $5,000 of beautifully crafted signage from Quick Copy. Enter now at wemakepossible.com.au and give your business a facelift. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast: clear tonight down to 17, sunny tomorrow 35. Right now it's 31 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The tariffs against Australian steel and aluminium have come into effect.
Will Goodings.
The Prime Minister actually tried to get another conversation with Donald Trump. He tried to get him on the phone, make one final plea, and couldn't get through.
David Penberthy.
There's 2 separate issues here. One is whether Rudd was ever the right person to be appointed as ambassador, given his hatred for Donald Trump.
5AA Breakfast.
Dealing with this guy, he's got a screw loose. But I don't think Dutton is necessarily any better placed.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Are you doing enough to grow your wealth? Are your superannuation and investments working as well as they should? Jackie from Guardian Wealth Solutions will work closely with you to help make sense of your super and create a roadmap for your financial future. She'll look at everything from your contributions and investment choices to strategies to minimising tax and fees. Instead of hoping for the best, you'll know you're on track to achieve the retirement lifestyle you want. guardianwealthsolutions.com.au.
Wing it, fake it till you make it. Near enough is good enough. Some trades reckon experience is overrated. It's boring. At C&N Concrete Soaring, the only boring we do is through your concrete. C&N Concrete Soaring scan, cut, core and break concrete for pipes and cables in houses through to factories and everywhere in between. And we've been doing it since 1990. At C&N Concrete Soaring, experience does matter. It's not boring. Go to cndn.com.au.
Aggies, I drive past them every day, Agostino Mitsubishi on Main North Road. They're doing some Renaults at their Nailsworth dealership, and you know what that means? Renault stock clearance!
Yeah, correct. They might be getting rid of a bit of drywall or whatever, but they certainly aren't getting rid of the great service, great finance, great trade-ins, and great range.
They're a terrific company, this one, been around for years. They've got deals on all their stock, and it includes the Tritons, Eclipse, Outlanders, Pajeros, what a four-wheel drive. Plus, enjoy an instant drive-away bonus of up to $3,000.
Wow, which one do you reckon I should get out of those?
Well, all of them.
Yeah, of course. That's a great
Be greedy, Timmy.
Great story. Agostino Mitsubishi's Renault stock clearance is on for a limited time only. Head into Agostino Mitsubishi Nailsworth, and don't forget Mawson Lakes as well, Rowey.
I could never, Timmy.
No.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. Over 30 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Emma from Go Vita Colonnades in Marion, introducing Natural Road Whey Protein Concentrate. Premium quality, unflavoured and unsweetened. Perfect for smoothies or baking. 1 kilo was $49.95, it's now $39.95.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Manopara, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Hey, if you're like me and love a good bargain, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in-store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
New in 2025, Thursday nights now have a footy flavour. Every week, catch Thursday night football live on 5AA. Then, plenty of time for your calls as Leith Forrest jumps in the chair to talk you through the rest of your evening.
A pretty hard act to follow.
It's Footy and Forrest.
Entertaining the masses.
Thursday nights on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
23 minutes to 6. Robert Harvey to join us shortly from St Kilda. And Port Adelaide and the Crows' first team selections for the year are going to drop in 13 minutes' time. So we hear it first on 5AA. But before the break, you heard Tim Silvers, the Crows' CEO, as we talked about the Shield final at Adelaide Oval and the negotiations that have been ongoing with the state government. Lots of unique home-style food texts flowing through, Timmy.
Yeah, plenty of them. I think I'll just explain how it came about. The question was asked by Dirk. He said, I thought the footy membership paid for it, paid for the Footy Express.
Well, it does.
Well,
and the ticketing?
No, not quite. So
isn't it added to the membership and the tickets?
Not 100%, no. So
what's the split? You've done someone's rung you and gave you the info.
Yeah, so 90% of the Footy Express funding comes from Crows and Port, okay?
But they'd put a levy on the ticketing and the membership, wouldn't they, surely?
Yeah, but not to 100%, because they couldn't afford to do that to their members, especially since...
So they've got to cough up out of their own money?
Yeah, so especially since members don't all catch the public transport, so you can't penalise all members for that, can you?
Very cool.
So,
very cool.
So it's not...
So 90% Crows and Port?
90% Crows and Port. The other 10% comes from the SANFL and the SMA.
Okay.
AFL don't pay anything. Government don't pay anything to the Footy Express.
Okay.
So those two parties. There was a text that came in and says, why is Mally upset then if he's not paying anything? Because he was requested to pay and waive the Footy Express, and he said he wasn't happy with that request, which he hasn't said who gave him that request. Now, lots of text coming in after we had the interview with Tim Silvers. Then we found out that information. John says the Crows are using the AFL as their patsy because they don't want to be the bad guys. And there's a lot of other ones I don't want to read out.
Well, they're quite scathing. Yeah. I mean, they want the new show here to be called the Patsy and Timmy G Show.
And now Jack has come in and said, good, replay Tim Silver's interview to Willem Pembo, who carried on about the Crows the last 2 months. Well, Jack, if you just listen to those facts about who pays the Footy Express, I can understand why they're asking that question.
Well, it's a big trigger point now.
It
is. And a lot of the listeners have cottoned onto that. So we've contacted the AFL and we've asked them simply, who put the Footy Express on the table? Did the AFL Football Club ask the AFL in its negotiation to waive the Footy Express fees for this year? Now, we're waiting for a response.
Yep,
now,
yet to get one.
as Jimmy Bartell says, they're quite slow. Sometimes they never get back.
Glacial.
They're very glacial. But we're going to, and I'll make sure I do this, I'm going to follow this through, and we need to find that very, very, very point out, because that is, for their members and the responses we're getting, and being called patsies, and they've been wanting to throw hand grenades and all of that, and me included, we need to get to that fact, I think.
Yeah, and I saw one, Rick at Aldinga said, I suppose Port are Lily White in this. I have had confirmation that Port have not received a phone call once over the Shield final.
No.
Nothing. So they have not had any.
But if they're funding it, they stand to benefit if the Crows could have got that over the line through the AFL.
How do you know it was the whole lot? Right, St Kilda take on Adelaide Crows on Sunday, and it's going to be early. We got, midfield assistant coach, an absolute legend himself, Brownlow medalist a couple of times, Robert Harvey. G'day, mate.
Hey, boys. How you going?
Sir Robert.
Well, mate, I was just looking at the start time, 12:05. You might have to get up for the 7 a.m. brekkie.
Yeah, we're not used to that.
Very early.
Well, it's been pretty hot, so we won't be kicking any dew off, I think.
No, good point. Hey, mate, were you foxing in the trials? I mean, how serious does Ross Lyon take trial games? What's his sort of messaging?
Oh, well, you only get 2 games, so like we obviously had some sore boys just the last 4 to 6 weeks. So no, I think you're trying your system, you're trying a few things, but you want to still be playing decent footy. So I think we played Carlton first time round. Carlton pretty strong. We're okay. We played pretty well. We were a bit pretty disappointed with how we played against Port. We didn't hit the panic button, but we just didn't like a few things about how we played, and we've certainly gone to work on a few things over the last couple of weeks to try and get better. But no, we weren't through with how we played, but it wasn't certainly wasn't panic stations about where we're going.
Certainly your depth being tested. I'm looking at your injury list, and it's quite significant to pretty key players as well. How are you battling that?
Not too bad. Like we've had, even the last 3 years, we're a young list, so we've put some games into some really young guys, particularly the last 2 years. We feel like we've got some critical games there into some of those boys, and even though we'd like to have a few of the guys that are out in, we are getting them back slowly. So but we're pretty happy with the progression of some of the young guys, and you'll see some debutants on Sunday, and some guys that have played the last few years that have got some invaluable experience in that time. So we're pretty comfortable with where our young guys are positioned and where their future lies.
Robert, how can you get to round one and have so many injuries and to key players and some big players that you're going to find it hard to cover? And the other one to that is Rowan Marshall and Jack Sinclair on that list, or will they be right this week?
Oh, I think they're pretty good. So we're hoping that they'll be there. And as I said, we've had some bad luck. So Kingy sort of did most of pre-season, just had a jarred knee, which was just really collision stuff, so you can't know much about things like that. And Philippou had a really unusual injury, an overuse injury, which was so unusual for an AFL player. And Liam Henry's had just an extended, unlucky injury as well. So it hasn't been anything that we've done. It's just been a bit of bad luck at the wrong time. But we should get the vast majority back within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So our injury profile isn't as bad as it probably seems.
Okay. Great addition in Jack McRae and a Nord lad, Harry Boyd.
Yeah, obviously Jack from the Bulldogs, his resume speaks for itself. We're rapt to have him, and he's been nothing but class since he's come through the door, and he's offered so much to particularly the younger midfielders in the group. He's just been so open with his advice and his mentorship to those guys, so they've loved that. And Harry Boyd's been just fantastic, and I know what he did over there at Norwood, and as an experienced older player to come in, and he's been just fantastic for us, and we're our boys love playing with him, and hopefully, we hope that he's got a long future with us.
Scouting the Crows pre-season game, albeit one, that you could see. Anything stand out or anything impressing you, or has they changed anything, Harves?
Well, I mean, the first thing that stands out is their availability, and by the way they're shaping up, there'll be some stiff boys to miss out in their team. So they're very available and obviously highly talented. So, we think they're playing really well. They did play Port Adelaide before Brisbane in Mount Barker, so we had a look at that game as well, and they've been sharp in both games. So we know what we're up against at their home ground and in good form. And available. So, they're slick and obviously got a lot of talent, both tall and small. So, we're going to have to be at our best, particularly around the ball, to be able to compete with those guys on Sunday.
Well, every Ross Lyon team is. They're super competitive. They crack in. They will crack in. Harves, thanks for your time and all the best on Sunday.
Thanks, boys. Good on you.
Great work. Crows v St Kilda this Sunday at Adelaide Oval, 12:05, live and local on 5AA. And Robert Harvey, I call him Sir Robert.
Yeah. Great bloke.
Oh,
what a player, so humble.
Yeah, and his coaching journey been fantastic, hasn't it?
And he's a good man. Ended up back with Ross Lyon.
Let's go to Andrew Farms and speak to Jared.
Hey, Rowey, how you going?
You call me Patsy and it's on, Jared. It's on. Come on, mate.
No, we're all good, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. Come on.
Oh, I just wanted to talk about the upcoming Shield final and the arm wrestle between the AFL and the SMA or whatever you call it. And I just thought it'd be a good opportunity for the AFL to, offer a bit of charity and PR the way of the cricket and just, open the doors and make it easy for them rather than, argue about the small bits and pieces over it, and just maybe even sponsor it. Put the AFL banner on the outer.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I had a text from a really good mate, and there's been concerts at the MCG. There's been concerts at Etihad Stadium, or what do you want to call it now? Marvel. There's been concerts at Adelaide Oval in football season, where they've had to re-sow. The grass hasn't been 22 centimetres and AFL games have gone on. So if we can do that, and there was a concert last year, there was a massive concert at the MCG. Who was it last year?
Taylor Swift, was it?
Taylor Swift.
Is that the one?
Now, I guarantee you, the MCG wasn't 22 centimetres of ryegrass and all that sort of stuff. And he said, well, if this isn't allowed to go on and that Shield game can't go on the back of taking some trays in and out and the fact of 3 millimetres shorter than what it needs to be, well, then no concert should ever be allowed, full stop, close the book ever on a football ground in season.
Les Burdett said the length of the grass
is irrelevant.
Negligible.
But that's what I'm saying. So if that's the case and it's not about money and Hoffy can do it, why aren't we playing the Shield game at Adelaide Oval? Hello, Loz.
Hey, boys. How are you, mate?
Hey, buddy.
Loz.
Okay. Inside information here.
Oh, here we go. Hey, hang on, breaking at 8. Play that thing.
Oh, no. Careful,
no, Loz has got some info. Play that thing.
Let's have a listen first.
Oh, okay.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the
for
press.
the novelty, Loz.
Loz at Edwardstown.
Loz.
Well, the Sheffield Shield won. We played at Adelaide Oval. We played Glenelg Oval. The clubs, Port Adelaide and Adelaide, had nothing to do with it. It was all the AFL. So, like when a couple of years ago when Rolling Stones come over here, then they cancelled the concert and we had the final over here, and we had to move to Glenelg as well. That's the same thing.
No,
so we're playing at Glenelg.
It can't be
Sorry,
played
Loz, it won't happen.
at Glenelg. I'm sorry we wasted that stinger on you, Loz.
It'll be Carrolton Oval.
It cannot be at Glenelg Oval because they've got no pitch.
No, it's the default venue is Carrolton Oval.
Correct.
Saka have control of that, so does Cricket Australia.
Okay. Good one, Loz. You're in the running still.
The Crows bunker.
The Crows
bunker.
Loz, you're in the running. Hello, Brian.
Hey, how you going, Rory, Ted?
Good, buddy.
Well, it's never going to be at Adelaide Oval because I reckon a week and a half ago, South Australia played Victoria over in Victoria, And Victoria didn't play on the MCG, did they?
No.
They played at Junction Oval.
Now, I think the only really main cricket ground that a Shield final has been played on in the last 12 years has been the WACA. Now, the WACA is cricket specific.
It's a
because
dedicated
of Optus,
cricket ground.
But all the others, I think the Gabba,
Adelaide Oval, SCG haven't been included.
It hasn't been on there. So it's probably because we haven't been in the final for so long at home that we've now found out about the overlap.
Yes.
This overlap's been going on for 12 years.
Yeah, it has been. I reckon Marie's just sent the best text ever.
Oh, no.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. That's from Patsy Bisco. Marie, who's a dude. I don't know why bloke. Anyway, he might be a.
No.
I won't go there.
No.
Marie,
Team
that was
selection
funny.
is coming up after
no,
this
my era,
break.
Patsy Bisco. Everyone knows Patsy.
Your
All right,
traffic.
whatever.
Yeah, Tuggers, watch out for a 3-car crash in North Adelaide at the moment. Jeffcott Street near Buxton Street. In Cuddly Creek, a large tree branch on Gorge Road causing some issues near the Wildlife Park there. And also look out for a burst water main Northeast Road near Tolly Road in St Agnes. Some cameras today, Jeffcott Street in North Adelaide and Greenhill Road in Burnside. Some things are better when they're shared, just like Faster Pasta's sharing plate menu. Deliciously made and perfect to share. Sharing never tasted better at Faster Pasta. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Ignition for Men. Adelaide's home of impeccable class and style offer a range of suits by leading Italian brands, including the unparalleled quality of Armani, Canali, Zegna, and more. Ignition for Men. What you wear speaks volumes about who you are and where you're going in the world. Make your mark with Ignition for Men. Best fit, best brands. 54 Paynham Road, Stepney. ignitionformen.com.au.
BJ Energy don't just install solar and battery systems, they optimise everything to do with solar, squeezing every bit of energy out of the sun to help take control over your energy bills. And because BJ Energy are fully qualified electricians, they can help you in all things home energy, solar repairs and maintenance, EV chargers, lighting, switchboard upgrades, heat pump systems and more. Contact BJ Energy for a free consultation. Package deals and payment plans available. bjenergy.com.au.
Now, when it comes to buying and selling property, you need an agent who's not just there for the old quick sale. No, sirree. You need someone who can stand their ground to ensure you maximise your home's potential. Now, there's a good reason Toop and Toop have been defying market trends and continuing to deliver premium outcomes for its clients. What's that reason?
Yeah, well, we all know the name. It's a great name, a blue chip name. It is Toop and Toop. 40 years of history. And Bronte and his team, they understand the market like no other. They know what it takes to maximise results for your property in any selling condition. That's the key there. So if you're thinking about putting your house on the market or just want to know what it's worth, now is the perfect time. Toop and Toop. Remember them, Toop and Toop, Adelaide's trusted real estate advisors.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, choosing your new Volkswagen is easy. They're clearing all 2024 plated Volkswagens. How good is this? You get free on-roads, free stamp duty and 12 months worth of rego. All are ready for immediate delivery. And we have easy finance options and remember our next day servicing. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's 2024 plate clearance. You'd better be quick. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
Better for life. At Southern Cross Care, we understand that your needs are as individual as you and that they can change as you age. Whether you're still living in your family home or in a retirement village, Southern Cross Care can provide home care services to help you stay healthy and independent. Our approach is simple. Quality services tailored to your needs and delivered by a local team you can trust. Visit southernCrossCare.com.au.
Better for life. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
So a new time for the World Game. It's going to start at 6 o'clock with Steph and Mork. So hang tight for that because we have Thursday night footy on 5AA every single week at the MCG tonight. Carlton Richmond from 6:30 on 5AA. But teams have dropped for the Crows and Powers round 1 matches.
Absolutely. Port Adelaide taking on Collingwood Saturday night. From the forward line, they've gone with Darcy Byrne-Jones, Jack Lukosius, Joe Richards, then Willem Drew, Georgiades, Rioli. Centre line, Burgoyne, Rosie, Mead. Halfback, Logan Evans, Finlayson and Farrell. Fullback, Lockie Jones, Aaliyah, Miles Bergman. So there you go. And the rucks, Sweet, Horn Francis, Sam Powell Pepper, they've written there. No, that's not going to happen. And in the interchange, Joe Berry, as we thought, will debut. Josh Sin, Ryan Burton, Travis Boak, Ollie Wines. So one of those is sub, and it could be T. Boak.
Yeah, well, Wayne Miller is in for his 100th game, and 4 debutants, Isaac Cumming, Alex Neil-Bullen, James Peatley, and well done to Sid Draper, named on an extended bench, which means he could still be sub. Fingers crossed he's not. I just think that'd be so cruel. It'd be out of maybe him and Dan Curtin. The extended squad is Hugh Bond, Lockie Murphy, Toby Murray. The big thing for me is no Nankervis, not even in a squad of 26, no Luke Pedler. And I am a bit surprised. Wayne Miller is absolute talent, but has he done enough? They think he has. They know. He's in the team. No surprises, and let's hope they wallop him by 100 points. Hello, Rob.
Hey, boys. Hey, have I got it right that they need to replace the pitch after the Shield final?
Correct. They've got to take it out.
Take him out, yeah.
And then sew it back in.
Yeah, so that Tim Silvers wants an iClean guarantee that round 3 won't be affected. If it rains at the end of the Shield final and they can't change the pitch, what happens then?
They're in strife, Rob. They're in strife.
Yeah,
that'd be the worst scenario because Hoffy won't be able to get it out.
Yeah.
And that's why it won't happen, because they can't get an ironclad guarantee that
Correct.
it's not going to rain. I mean, we haven't had any, but crikey, they can't give that ironclad guarantee.
Well, it's going to rain on Sunday for their first game.
And Murphy's
but,
Law.
But Rob's right. And no one's going to mitigate it for them, so no one's going to underwrite their loss, whether they... And I use the analogy with Stacey Lee.
Yeah.
You're borrowing your Rolls Royce to cricket. Now, if cricket give it back with a couple of dings in it, you're not going to be happy. In other words, Thilthorpe goes down, or a Shelley or a knee or whatever. They want to have some mitigating factors for that, and I don't blame them for that. But I think it's a bridge too far. And what do you get a text? Half of the Cricket Australia are down at Karen Rolton Oval now. That's a sure sign that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and we had, I think it was Craig the truck, he said that he saw the pictures coming in, but they obviously went down to Karen Rolton Oval.
We need to hear back from the AFL by this time tomorrow.
Yep, that's what the Premier said.
We've asked them. We want to hear back from them.
Yep, it'll be by end of Friday.
He said.
Yes.
What will be?
Close of business Friday.
The decision. No. I'm talking about the Footy Express. I want to hear back from the AFL as to who drove that debate and put it on the table.
Right, all thanks to Channel 7. Our prize tonight has been the 2 tickets to the bunker for the Crows Saints game, and of course you can watch that game 12 noon this Sunday live and free on 7 and 7+. So a good package, this 4-hour drinks package, great seating, premium seating in that Riverbank stand. The winner will be Adrian from Ranella. Congratulations, you're off to the footy on Sunday.
Who picked that? I had no say in that. Who picked that?
Not me.
Producer,
when I walked out.
Producer gives me the answer. So
I wanted to give it to Maria for the Patsy Bitsko gag.
Won't go to Maria. And of course, with the World Game with Stefan Mork around the corner on the other side of this break, I want to give our listeners a chance to win Adelaide United tickets to play MacArthur. It's tomorrow night. It's a huge game at Cooper Stadium, 7:05. If you want to head along, 82230055. Get your call in now. First caller through can have those tickets. We are out of time tonight. 6 o'clock news is coming up. The World Game next, and then Thursday night footy. We'll see you tomorrow from 4.
You could win the tour of a lifetime thanks to The Advertiser and Inspiring Vacations. Buy the paper, find the daily code word and enter at winwithnews.com.au.